Behold, it is coming, and it will be brought to pass, declares the Lord God. This is the day of which I have spoken. With these words from Ezekiel, a profound sense of divine certainty and inevitability resonates through the ages. In the book of Ezekiel 25, we peer into the complexities of divine judgment as it is pronounced upon various nations: Ammon, Moab, Edom, and Philistia. Each of these nations, linked by geography and history to Israel, faces consequences not merely for their actions, but for the condition of their hearts towards God's people. Firstly, consider the Ammonites. Descendants of Lot through his daughters, the Ammonites shared a close linguistic and cultural proximity to the Israelites. Despite this kinship, their actions during the times of distress for Israel were not of support but rather of opportunistic aggression. When Babylon laid siege to Jerusalem, the Ammonites cheered on the calamity, showing a grievous lack of kinship and compassion. Moving southwest, we encounter the Moabites, also kin to the Israelites through Lot. Similar to the Ammonites, the Moabites harbored long-standing enmity against Israel. Their judgment stems from their actions during Israel's vulnerable moments, particularly their alliance with the Ammonites against Israel. This alliance was not just a political maneuver, but a deep-seated betrayal. Next, the Edomites, descendants of Esau, Jacob's twin brother, demonstrate a particularly poignant case of familial betrayal. As the Babylonians decimated Jerusalem, the Edomites not only rejoiced, but participated in the downfall by capturing fleeing Israelites and handing them over to Babylon. Their actions epitomized the profound betrayal, turning their backs on their blood relatives in their most desperate hour. Lastly, the Philistines, known for their perennial enmity with Israel, are also subjects of prophecy in this chapter. Their judgment is pronounced due to their relentless desire for vengeance. Their hatred was not fleeting, but a sustained and destructive force aimed at the obliteration of the Judeans. Through these prophecies, a clear pattern emerges. The nations are not judged solely based on political alliances or military actions, but on the spiritual and moral dimensions of their conduct towards Israel. Each acted in moments when compassion and kinship could have altered the course of history, yet they chose hostility and harm. This brings us to the repeated phrase in Ezekiel chapters 25 through 32. Then they will know that I am the Lord. This declaration is not merely informational, but transformational. It underscores that the Lord's judgment is not capricious, but rooted in a divine mandate to uphold justice and righteousness. The judgments pronounced through Ezekiel teach us that divine oversight extends beyond Israel to all nations. God holds all accountable, and his judgments are purposed not just to punish but to instruct, to transform enmity into understanding, and to bring about a recognition of his sovereignty and mercy. In conclusion, the prophecies of Ezekiel serve as a reminder of the profound truth that God's purposes are universal. Through the lens of these judgments, we see a God who is not only interested in the fate of one nation, but in the moral and spiritual alignment of all peoples. His desire is for all to come to the knowledge of his character and his laws, reflecting his justice, holiness, and ultimately his profound capacity for forgiveness and redemption. Thus, in the grand tapestry of human history and divine interaction, each thread of judgment and mercy weaves a clearer picture of a world accountable to a just and loving God.